Hi guys, my name is Phil and welcome to PhilDoes3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream on Twitch weekdays from 5 PM Pacific time in the US, 12 PM in Australia and 1 AM in the UK. Hey Sniper Echo, how's things? Good to see you. I'm glad you popped into chat to say something because I've been having problems with Chatty connecting to my chat client, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to read the messages from you guys, but I can see your message there, so it looks like it might be working. Hopefully it is. So, welcome, Sniper Echo. I can't see my recent followers though, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with Chatty. I even tried to load my chat client through Twitch itself, and that's having problems connecting. So, hopefully it's all good for you guys, and you can chat with me in the chat. Cool. No, it looks fine. It looks like Sniper Echo's messages are coming through, so I should be able to see you guys if you pop into chat. I just can't shout out a thank you to the guys that followed yesterday, although I do remember one guy who followed at the end of my stream. I will say your name, I know. Thank you, Ask Pennies, for following me. I appreciate the follow. I like every time you guys follow me on Twitch. It's great, so thank you. I did get your username right, I'm quite sure. So, thank you for the follow. It is appreciated. Let's load up our garden terrace from yesterday and I'll finish working on those large columns, I think. Making sure everything else seems to be running fine. I don't know what the problem with the chat service is at the moment. Class name, yep, that's for sure. Certainly grabbed my attention, I'll give it that. Although he spells it A55 instead of SS. I'm assuming somebody else on Twitch has already grabbed that username before him. I'm sure you guys that choose those names do it just so streamers have to say it online. But that's cool. Our channels are. My channel is rated for mature audiences, so it should be fine. Just double checking my mic isn't muted because I've made that mistake before as well. Everything's still streaming and going fine. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what the problem with Chatty is. Or maybe it's just the Twitch chat in general that's having a bit of a hiccup. But it also, at least I can see your messages. I just can't see you guys if you follow. Hopefully my follow notifications will pop up, so that'll remind me. So if you do follow the channel during the stream today, I apologize if I don't shout out a thank you, unless my follower notifications, if they pop up, I'll probably see that. But yesterday they weren't working quite correctly either, so it might be something to do with Night Dev's website, because I use their follower notifications. I know a lot of you guys use Streamlabs, but I don't know. I wanted to create my own animated GIF. And the Streamlabs service wasn't working properly for me, so not for the animation I created. So yes, yesterday we were working on these columns on the outside of the terrace here. We're going to create another 3 versions, and then we're going to repeat them around the outside. Although we may have to create a unique texture for this large column here. We'll see how we go. I think we probably will have to create a unique texture there. These ones are just shortened versions of these, so they may be okay. Well, there's this one in the middle here. Alright, so let's jump back into Mari, and I have it loaded up and ready to go. And open up that project from yesterday, that large column. Hey Galen, good to see you. I was just saying to Sniper Echo that I was afraid I wouldn't be able to chat to you guys because Chatty was not connecting, having problems connecting up to Twitch, but it all looks good. Just I can't see my followers if they follow me. But welcome. Good to see you. We're just going to create another 3 versions of this large column texture so that we can finish off that the texturing on that garden terrace model. So we know that number 2 here is our base color. And that was our first version of the texture up to layer 8. So we're going to turn off all of these, which was our second version. So we can go back to our starting color. Like that. Let's zoom in a bit. Line our model up. Alright. Now let's throw down a new layer. You got my impossible solid I mentioned last. Oh, you got it figured out. That's cool. You did it last. So I'm assuming you did it last night. You figured it out last night. Cool. Are you streaming tonight, Galen? Well, today I'm not sure what time it is for you, but my time. Are you streaming later on today? And if so, what are you working on? Are you working on the large ship or the small ship or the solid? Let's grab a texture here to throw on the top. Again, one of our dirt textures, I think. Let's go with something a bit different. Let's try it anyway. Not that one. Let's go with this one. And again, I'm going to check that my model is up the right way. Yes, it is. That's the top there. You figured it out this morning. You're still working on Nostromo, and you'll be streaming in 11 hours. Okay, cool. I'll try and catch you on stream later on tonight, my time anyway. I'm going to scale that back. Now let's check it out. Let me open up my Internet Explorer here. Yeah, do follow Galen. Let's have a look. So this is the ship, yep. You can't see the link. I wonder why. This is the ship you've been working on. That's looking really cool. Really good. Nice. Nice detail going on. Yeah, it's looking really good. Good job. Very nice. Coming along nicely. Let me just line this texture up and get the size working correctly here. Let's try that. We're on a new layer, so we're going to paint that in. And again, when we're worrying about we're only worried about the white here, not the black. And because I'm trying to create some variations of this textures look, I'm choosing textures that are quite different from the others that I've used so far. Or a little different, I should say. Not extremely different, but just a little different. And again, I have masking turned off so I can get it to flow along those edges there. I made some changes too to my Be Right Back screen, so later on tell me if it stutters again. It seems to have been a problem with a lot of people with OBS using media sources if you use a media source, which is what I'm using to play the MP3 that runs in the background. A lot of people have said that they get stuttering, and the guys at OBS know about it. So, but I did make a change that one guy said worked for him, so we'll find out later on whether it does in fact work or not. Don't put this on too much of an angle though, because you don't want to get too much stretching happening. Oh good, I can see my followers are back, so that looks cool. 85 Rocks, I also want to shout out a thank you to you for the follow yesterday. I really do appreciate it when you guys follow me on Twitch, so thank you guys very much. And again, thank you to Ask Pennies for the follow. Oh dear. The slanted parts are 90 degrees to the top, believe it or not. Oh really? Okay. Yeah, it didn't look like it was 90 degrees. Remember always to bake it down with the Alt key and Murray. That's why you were calling it the impossible ship, yeah. That's certainly an extreme angle. I'm just painting over these corners here to blend them in together a little bit better. Again, I'm just painting it in with the white mainly of the texture, because that's what we're going to be noticing when we change the layer style here. And also just gets rid of that stretching that's happening in the corner. Corner here. Okay, let's move our texture out of the way for a moment and change our layer style to an add and pull it right back again. So it may be better if we change it to a lighten or a screen. Let me have a look at that. I actually think I'm going to go with a lighten on this one just for something a little different than the add that we usually use. Let's jump down to the bottom here. It's going to angle it forward slightly. Throw on a new layer again. Remember, always a new layer with new texture. And let's use the same texture, but let's use the black part of it this time instead of the white. So I'm going to paint, and I'm really only worrying about the black now. So basically when I start hitting the white, I'm not going up any higher. And again, I'm angling it forward so I can hit all those vertical and horizontal surfaces at the same time. We'll back that down. Thank you for the host, Digitalis. I appreciate. Oh, good. My hosting is notifications are working properly as well. So yeah, thank you, Digitalis, for the host. I appreciate it when you guys host my channel too. We'll bake that down. Good to see you, Digitalis. It's always good to have you around. Hey. Do you stream at all, Digitalis? I've never really asked you, I don't think. Are you a streamer or are you just a watcher? Let's bake that down. We're just creating a few versions of this texture so that we can start repeating it around the outside of the model in Max. Basically what I'm working on at the moment. Yeah, you stream. Okay, cool. I'll have to check you out as well. It's been a while. Okay. Because I always enjoy watching other streamers, particularly if all sorts of streamers. I like guys that game, but particularly creative streamers. Bake that down. I'm just going around the corners here to get rid of any stretching that's happening just in odd spots here and there. And I'm just painting in with black here. Alright, let's move our texture out of the way and we'll change our layer style probably to a multiply. Let's try a darken first. Yeah, no, we'll go back to a multiply and we're going to pull it right back. Maybe a bit like that. Because again, remember there's a slight gamma difference between Mari and Max, and it shows up a little darker in Max than it will in Mari. Alright, let's pull out a bit on our model here and throw down another layer. And grab another texture. Oh, you're learning Mouya, Digitalis, okay. Thank you for the host, Galen. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. I must look at doing that myself for you guys when I'm at some stage when I finish streaming, perhaps, to get you guys hosting or hosting your channel on mine. I haven't really looked into that part of my dashboard very much. We've used that texture before, so I really want to try and avoid using anything for these marks in the middle that we've already used. So there are ways we can get around that by only painting in partially part of the texture, but it's better if we can choose something a bit different completely. Let's go with this one. We haven't used it. I'm going to scale it back, and I think for this one, I was going to say we'll paint it on the corner, but we won't. We'll paint it on a straight face, I think. We'll scale it back. I'm going to rotate it around a bit. Again, I'm going to throw down a new layer. Let's move this one off center down here towards the base, and we'll paint that in. And just to make it a bit more interesting, let's also move it up, scale it back just a little bit, and paint over it again. You're going to do a 12-hour stream on Saturday? Gee. Good luck with that. I know, guys, I've seen some streamers do 24-hour streams. I don't know how you guys do anything. Even a 12-hour stream, I don't know how you do it. Let's just pull that back a little bit. It's just a bit too strong then. Maybe like that. Let's throw down a new layer. So you want to do a 12-hour stream. You're going to be working on the Nostromo ship again during the stream, or are you going to do something different? Or maybe you're not going to be doing any 3D work. Maybe you're going to be playing a game. I don't know. Oh, in celebration of hitting the 250 mark. Okay. Well, if you do, let me know, and I'll be sure to pop in and check it out. Check you out and watch you for a while you're streaming. Because I didn't stream on weekends, so I generally am doing other work on weekends, but not streaming, so I will check you out. Let's paint that down and move that out of the way. Maybe start a new model and try to finish it by the end of the stream. Okay, good luck. Remember you shouldn't rush the stuff you do either, really. I know, maybe for a special occasion like that 12-hour stream, but my advice to anyone modelling is not to rush it. Slow down one more lap. Because a good model will take time to make. Let's look for a texture we can use just as an overall dirt map. I know I've used this one before on parts of the model on the Garden Terrace, so let's work with it again, I think. Are we going to do an overall? No, we won't. I've thrown down a new layer. I think I have. Yes, I have. You're going to do something like a gun or something fun? Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. Something a bit different is always good. Yeah, I think it helps to work on things that you enjoy making too. You don't want to be making stuff just to, I don't know. I'm a firm believer in working on models if you can, if you're not working in a commercial environment or for somebody that tells you what to do stuff that you enjoy. Work on stuff or make stuff you enjoy. Oh, cool. You've got his new Twitter alert set up for Galen. Have you got your Twitter alert set up for me? You must have, because you've been popping into chat pretty much straight away when I've been streaming. Sniper Echo. We have a new layer. Keep losing my... Yep, we have a new layer. Let's go into the brush editor here and let's feather the brush out a little bit. Okay. I'm also going to zoom in a bit on the model. And again, I have the model angled slightly and I have masking turned off. Oh, cool. Good to hear. I'm just going to bake that down and change my layer style so I can get a better idea of what it's looking like on the model here. So back into our layer here. We're going to go with a multiply and maybe a darken. Then we're going to pull it right back. Something like that. We just want a hint of a dirt mark to show up here and there on the model. I'm going to stay in the same layer and stick with the same texture. Just going to rotate my model around a little bit. And again, I'm just going to paint here and there. It's hard for you to see, I know, because the texture pops in and out, but I'm just hitting it here and there to throw some of that dirt mark down. Maybe a little bit more. I'm also going to hit that side in there as well, just so it looks consistent. And now I'm going to move up to the top here and I'm going to do the same thing. Here and there up through here. Move my texture a little bit and I'm going to go probably all the way along the outside here. And maybe just up here in this corner as well. Pull back. I'm actually going to pull that back a little bit more, as I think it's just a little dark. Because again, as I've been saying, you're going to it's going to show up darker in max anyway. Let's just do a quick export on this and have a look at it in max. So I'm going to call it large column painted R3 this time for revision 3. as a TGA. I'm also going to save our project here before we move over to Max. Okay. Now I know that we're going to have problems with these columns because we have already. I'm going to have to keep moving them around as we do them. So, but we should only have to do one edge here, and then I can copy it and move it to the other side, so it won't take quite as long. Just this initial bit here, though, it's going to be a bit annoying because I know if we do an attach on this and we try and copy the UVs across it, it's going to mess it up. There's a bug in Max, the Max 2017 that is. So we won't do that, we'll do it this way. I'm going to jump into my top viewport here. I'm going to copy this column across. And again, I can't even use snap to underlying mesh because that's buggy as well in Max 2017. So maybe I should have just stuck with 16 all along. Never mind. Like I said, I will be taking the model into Max 2016 to do some V-Ray renders. So. Okay, now this is large column 2. And that's a group 31, that's the one I want to get rid of. We'll exit isolation mode. We will fix our UVs there up right now. By going into the utilities tab and opening up channel info. We're going to copy our UVs from UV channel 1 and paste them in here. Now we're going to go into our material editor. My PC just seems to be a little bit sluggish for some reason, I don't know why. We're going to create another shader here with that new texture we just made. Use 2013 like you, Digitalis. I could. Like I said though, the main reason I started using 2017 was because they really sped up the nitrous viewport, because I generally work with a lot of high poly models, and yeah, it's very smooth. But whatever they've done to the viewport, the improvements they made in the nitrous viewport is really good. It works really well. That was the main reason I chose 2017, but it's got so many bugs. Well, I shouldn't expect anything less, so that's always the case with Autodesk when they release a new piece of software or an upgrade to a piece of software. I heard good things about. I used to use 2014. That was always. I never had a problem with it, but I haven't had a problem with 2016 either. So. We want large column painted R3. That's the one there. Let's plug it into our diffuse channel and turn on shaded and realistic. I turn realistic on as well in case I ever want to change my mode up here from default shading to realistic shading. Let's assign that material. And I'm also going to rotate this model around. I'm going to turn on angle snapping here. It's a square column, so we can rotate it 90 or 180 degrees. That won't be a problem. Have to be careful here because this shouldn't be actually a 90-degree angle because of the curvature of the actual terrace base itself. So I'm actually going to turn snapping off there. So I need to line it up on an off angle. Yeah, my PC for some reason is a little bit sluggish. That should be good. Let's go back into full screen so we can get a little look. Now, that texture I've used there for that bark is too similar to, oh actually no, it's alright. I was going to say it's too similar to that one, but it's not, it's a different texture, so that's fine. We have our 3 textures done. We're only going to do 2 more, and then we're all set for probably for the texturing, except for maybe that larger column there in the corner. But I think following through the texture from the top down the column just helps those to blend in a little bit better. And the bit of a darker blue here on the banister railings that I've introduced into the supports here helps to tie that together, and also helps to lift and make the banister columns, small columns, pop a little bit more. So I think once we finish texturing that up, get our other 2 statues in and then grow some ivy on it. And I want to grow the ivy on it to soften it up a bit. It's just a bit hard looking. Anytime you add any sort of plant life to a model, it always helps to soften it, for lack of a better word. So let's jump. Let me just save it here. Actually, I'm always a firm believer in saving regularly. Yes, everything's fine. Okay. So 2 more versions, so it shouldn't take us too long to knock those up. And then we can just select all those columns. I'm going to copy them and I'm going to move them over to this side here. So that'll finish. That'll have that side done relatively quickly as well. So really, once I finish texturing this up as well, I'm going to save out a version that's instead of revision 12, I'll jump to revision 13. Each time I make a major milestone in the model, then I like to save the next revision up, and then at the end I'll just keep 2 versions, one which is all unattached like this, and then one where I attach everything together and save that out. And I'll delete the other revisions then. So again, let's turn off all of our dirt textures here and start a new layer. You want to see it rendered with full resolution textures? Yep. Well, but we'll be doing that. We're going to be taking it into create a new layer, into Eon View to do the beauty render. So it'll be in a full 3D environment with trees and plants and all that sort of thing. I do sometimes use a trick in View to speed up the rendering, so it'll just depend on the model and the scene that I decide to put it in, but whether it's a completely 3D environment or whether I cheat with the background. But I'll show you that when we take it into View. That's probably going to be, we'll probably hopefully finish these columns today, and then next week I've got to grow the ivy, but that shouldn't take too long. So hopefully next week sometime we will have it in View and we'll start creating an environment for it there. It may take a little while to get the environment set up though, like that probably won't take a day, it'll take a couple of days before the final render can be done. I don't like to rush that sort of thing because View can be very fiddly to work with as well. It's not like Max where you can easily rotate in your 3D environment to position things. View's a lot more clunky. You get great results in the render, but just setting it up is a little bit more painful. Alright, let's choose another dirt texture here. And again, that's the top of the model there, so that's fine. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Again, I'm going to angle it back. Not too much though. Okay, let's find something interesting. Yeah, it should be cool. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys use Eon View at all. Like I said, there is a personal learning edition if you do want to check it out. They have a whole product line though, so you don't have to buy the most expensive version of their software, which is View Extreme, which does integrate with 3D Studio Max. I don't use the integration though, I still use their standalone tool because even with it being integrated into Max, it's still really fiddly and a nuisance to use sometimes. I found using it in their own interface the best, easiest way to go. Or then they've got their View Extreme version, which is just their interface. Or then they've got their Artist version and Esprit, I think they call it. So there's a whole range of different versions of their software, just depending on what features you need. I do know that the top of the range Infinite is quite expensive though. But it does give really good results. It's the best. I've not used anything like it. World Machine, I think. Is it World Machine? They do that type of rendering software as well. Environment rendering. I haven't used that program because I've stuck with Vue since version 6 when Vue was at version 6, but I haven't come across anything else really like it for rendering environments, full-on 3D environments full of vegetation. So I know a lot of guys though, if they're doing a scene that doesn't require a lot of large landscapes, they'll use I think there's a plugin for V-Ray called Forest something or other. I can't remember the name of it. I haven't used it, but they'll use that, or they'll use multi-scatter in Max or Mouya and V-Ray. Yeah, a lot of people like World Machine. Again, it's not software that I've used, but I know a couple of people that like it and use it. And they always say it's a lot faster to render than Eon Vue's software, but yeah, I've learned Vue over the years, and believe me, it took a while because that software is pretty complex as well. So I don't really want to go changing. I probably should. I mean, like I said, I do like to learn new pieces of software, but Vue does do everything I need, so. But I have heard good things about World Machine. We're on a new layer here, so let's paint this in. Again, I have my brush set quite large here. I'll leave it that way at the moment, it shouldn't probably be a problem. And I really have to just fix up Nightbot, it's being a bit of a spam. You know, the problem with Nightbot is you get it set up the way you think it's going to work and it doesn't work that way, then you make it much more less aggressive and then you don't see the notifications pop up at all. But I have to look at it. Paint that down, I'll bake that down. I know with Eon though, on their software, they've just, well, in the last couple of versions, they introduced particles, so you can do things like snow and rain and all that type of thing. I won't be doing that for this model, most probably. Using the particle system, that is. And again, I'm just going to paint out those corners with a bit of black. So that they blend together a little bit better. I really should have my brush reduced for this, but we'll keep going. We have a bit of stretching happening there, so I'll fix that up as well. With a bit of white. Okay. Let's move our texture out of the way and change it to, let's try a screen. Let's try a lighten. Let's try an add. No, let's go back to a screen. And I'm just going to pull it back again. Not too much, but you want to be able to see it. And again, let's move down to the bottom here and angle it forward slightly. Throw down another new layer. Now generally we do a black around the base here, which I probably will do, but before I do the black I want to throw on a white, I think. No, not that one. No, but see, if I angled that around the other way, it's going in the wrong direction, so we can't really use that one. Nope. This one will work. Again, we're on a new layer. Again, we're only worrying about the white.